Let's talk about Peacemaker Season 2. I enjoyed Season 1 quite a bit, more than I expected. I liked it. I also liked the movie that it's pretty much a direct sequel to, which is the James Gunn Suicide Squad movie. I enjoyed that movie. Thought it was pretty fun. I even liked James Gunn's Superman. Not a perfect movie by far, but I still was entertained mostly while I was watching it, so I gave it a thumbs up. Not a perfect movie either, but enjoyable. At least in my opinion, that movie's very polarizing. Some people really hate it. Some people really love it. I thought it was all right. But Season 2 of Peacemaker has pretty much totally lost me. I just don't really like the season very much. I came to this conclusion around episode 2, actually, because episode 2 of Peacemaker, season 2, was all filler. It was boring. Took a minute for this series to get where it wanted to go, which was the reveal that he's on Earth X. And if you don't know what that means, it means it's a Nazi world. It's a world where they won World War II. It's a real thing in the comics. And I don't really care that they're using it. I'm a little tired of the way that Hollywood goes about this, though, because we all know who they're talking about when they say that, oh, yeah, this is how America is. It's because of those old wild conservatives. They're just like that World War II bunch. Just like them. They're the same people. Now, I think it's fine to do Earth X. Actually, the CW Crisis on Earth X was pretty good. And if you've seen that, they went out of their way to show you that Earth X was a shitty place and a terrible place to live. But in James Gunn's Peacemaker, it's really just the same as our world. It's just the same as our world, despite a few differences. It's just as bad. Even though if you just walk down the street in that world as a black woman, people will chase you like Invasion of the Body Snatchers and come out of their homes and run you down. But then, of course, James Gunn kills them all, including children, in a pool. It's some strange decision-making. And I think the reason that I think there's a really good explanation for why the quality from season 1 to 2 went in the toilet. It's because James Gunn has no oversight now. Some of the best people that make things need editors and some people to tell them, no, that's stupid. He doesn't have anybody overseeing him anymore, and I think that that's part of the problem. I can point to anything. One of my favorite franchises, Dragon Ball. Akira Toriyama. Some of his ideas were not that good. Editors had to come in and say, hey, why don't you try this? Perfect Cell, for example. Unless I'm wrong here, I'm pretty sure that I'm right. The editor kept telling him to get it, like change it and get it better, which led to him having the Perfect Cell design. Originally, he wanted it to be the androids as the villain, and they said, no, we need something else. They kind of suck. We need somebody else, even though, I mean, I love the androids. But my point is, even he needed direction. And I think that that's the problem with James Gunn's Peacemaker Season 2. And even Superman to an extent. I don't think he's got anybody telling him what to do. Like, I mean, he's the boss. You can't tell him to do shit. And maybe that's the problem. Either way, like it or not, there's no good news for Peacemaker when it comes to ratings. Didn't even make the Nielsen ratings. Now, maybe this will change going forward as more episodes roll out. But as of now, it looks like it's lost viewers compared to season 1 and a little bit of respect. Now, James Gunn came out recently and said, if you don't like what he's doing, maybe you're the racist. I just don't think this season's very good. I think if you're going to do something like Earth X, you could do a hell of a lot better. You could actually make that a really interesting storyline, even though it's already been done in the CW. It's not like this is an old idea. But I just think that he's kind of lost the plot. And now I really do wonder, what's that Man of Tomorrow script going to look like? Either way, according to multiple reports, including data compiled by Nielsen and Samba TV, Peacemaker Season 2 is a non-factor on the streaming charts. The show hasn't cracked Nielsen's top 10, and as Cosmic Book News notes, not a single episode has shown up since its debut. Even Samba TV, which tracks viewership across millions of smart TVs, shows the series slipping fast, falling to number 16 among original streaming shows by episode 4. That's pretty bad. So, a lot of people didn't even make it to the big Earth X reveal, which everybody predicted, by the way. Everybody called it, knew that they were going to be doing some kind of Earth X shit. Sure enough, it was true. I mean, everybody knows that by now, but yeah, it's losing viewership. Superman didn't make a big splash at the box office. Now I wonder, because I think, so Supergirl's the next movie. I wonder how that's going to perform. I wonder how that perform, because that should be like a Western type of movie, which is what the book it's based on is kind of like. We'll see how that plays out. Critics love it, viewers don't. So there's quite a few people that like it, but that doesn't matter. That doesn't mean that it's going to get a return. You're seeing that right now with that movie in the theaters, one battle after another. Critics are blowing each other over how they can show who likes it the most, and that movie's not making any money at all. It's a flop. Probably going to lose $100 million, by the way. So it doesn't matter if critics love it or not. That very rarely translates to any kind of success. So, yeah, the show's in shit, and it's a shame. Now, maybe season 3 will bounce back. I would be willing, because I've watched the whole season. I'm gonna watch the last episode. Maybe it'll turn around. I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but I can tell what they're doing in that episode 2 and how it's going to lead into Man of Tomorrow, but I don't want to break that down. But yeah, I'm disappointed by season 2. I really tried hard to give it a chance, but was not impressed with that last episode. It was a very boring Earth X, and I have a lot of criticism to the CW, but I got to tell you, they did Earth X better. And James Gunn going around calling people racist, that is a tactic that has never worked out very well for creators. So we'll see. We'll see how it turns out, but something's telling me a big backfire for James Gunn is coming. And I think after if Supergirl tanks, especially with this show losing ratings, Superman barely, maybe, possibly breaking even, I don't know. I wonder if they keep him around. If he's going to be an overseer and run DC, maybe he should focus on that and maybe take a more Kevin Feige role than him having his hands directly on all of these projects. Because something has stuck out to me since Superman, because Superman's got problems. I think James Gunn is a terrible executive. He's better as either a creator or maybe just let him be an executive. But either way, him making shit with no oversight is clearly a bad idea. He needs an editor. He needs somebody above him to say, this is stupid. I think that would fix a lot of his problems, actually, because he didn't have full creative control at Marvel. He had people above him, and that's where he made his best stuff. So, something to think about. Either way, the show's views are tanking, and I would imagine it's going to continue to get worse for Peacemaker and his ratings. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video, hit that notification bell. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.